Jerry.
Hi everybody, my name is Jerry Powers. I came to Miami to go to college, and for about 10 years I lied and told everybody I went to the University of Miami, but now that Dade is getting recognition, I actually went to Dade. When I stayed here in Coconut Grove, and during that time I became one of the biggest concert promoters in Miami, and landed up having the honor to literally promote concerts with and this is from about 68 to about 73, in the world. I produced one of Elvis Presley's last concerts at the Convention Center with a guy named Jerry Weintraub. I produced almost the last concert for Janis Joplin. Interesting story. We tried to have her perform at the Miami Beach Convention Center, and they had a committee, and the committee said no because she used four-letter words and so on and so forth. And so we found this guy named Bill Reno who had a ranch in Sweetwater, and we turned his ranch into an outdoor concert venue and did and promoted Janis Joplin there. It was probably 40,000 people attended, and then around that time a friend of mine named Michael Lang, who actually had a head shop in Coconut Grove, and the name of it was Head Shop South, across the street from where I lived in the Grove. It's a big building now, but it was a head shop then. And he invited me to a thing called Miami Pop, which was at Gulfstream, and so that led him to do the Woodstock Music Festival that him and Artie Kornfeld and John Roberts produced, which was the original Woodstock. But it all emanated from down here. But my story begins when I came here to go to Dade. I had no money, and I got a job on a radio station that a guy named Alan Margolis owned, and his wife Gwen. And it was, the AM station was called WMBM, and it was a rhythm and blues station, and the FM station was called WGOS, and it was a country station. And I talked to Alan into letting me turn WGOS, the FM station, into what was then called progressive music. And we turned it into a thing called the Magic Bus, and then Love 94, and I was the DJ sort of on that station at the beginning of it, and got to meet a lot of people. Bee Gees, I became really close friends with Dweena Gibb and her husband Robin, and the whole Bee Gees group moved to Miami, and the Bee Gees loved Miami. They gave up living anywhere else in the world and produced some of their best music here. Eric Clapton did some of his best work here on Miami Beach. Led Zeppelin, you get the Latin influence of Gloria and Emilio Estefan, the Miami Sound Machine, Julio Iglesias, Enrique, so much music emanated from here. A lot of people don't know this, but I think it's one of the top 10 best-selling albums, and they're going to be performing at the American Airlines Arena soon, is the Eagles. They recorded their biggest album, which was Hotel California, on South Bayshore Drive in Coconut Grove in an apartment building, and it was called Bayshore Recording Studios. So, Hotel California was really Hotel Coconut Grove. And I happen to live across the street, so spent a lot of time with the Eagles, with Don Henley and all the people involved there. Similarly, one of the biggest, I think, stories to this day and the outcome, which was Jim Morrison dinner at Key Auditorium. Whether we lived here or not, we knew that story. I was at that concert. I saw what happened. And later on became really close friends with Jim when he came down here for his trial. Chris Blackwell came to South Beach, bought a whole bunch of hotels, including the Marlin, where he had a recording studio, and Bono recorded some of his biggest albums there. So there's so much going on, and what's happening right now is, and I would think that if they only started earlier, so much more of us would go see it, but Live nightclub is the second largest grossing nightclub, or was last year, in the world. The biggest wave of music today is electronic music. And the biggest DJs in the world, some of them live here, have apartments here because of Live and Story. And the only place these kind of clubs are replicated are in Ibiza and places in Europe and New York and Las Vegas. And these are clubs that cater to, 2 to 10 to 20,000 people, and different venues. Ultra, that comes in during Winter Music Conference. And they come with light shows, and people like Tiesto, Paul Oakenfold, people like Eric Murillo, Cascade, so many more are performing here. And again, unless you're ready to go there at 2 in the morning, you won't see it. But I got to tell you, it's the most amazing music in the world, and I really love it. And because of those clubs, and a club like Live, which saved the Fontainebleau in Miami Beach from bankruptcy, totally did, because the club 2 years ago grossed $60 million just from this club. So I guess what I'm saying is you put a lot of pieces together in my life, and I'm not known for music, and there's just a whole lot of musical history in Dade County, in South Beach, in Miami. So, you know, I'm very happy to be a citizen of Miami and Dade County. And, you know, Seth and I thought about, well, I could have spoken about publishing and media, which is a whole other time. Thank you, everybody.